Brought to you by Geritol, the high-potency vitamin iron-rich tonic in liquid or tablets to help you feel stronger. And now, let's all play What's My Line?
And now, live from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the delightful star of stage and television, Miss Arlene Francis.
And now an absolutely sensational entertainer who is about to start a concert tour, the first performance of which will be October 15th at the St. Louis Municipal Auditorium for the benefit of the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra. Tonight he is appearing for our benefit, Victor Borge.
And expecting to my left the lovely New York columnist, and not New York, actually. It's all over the country.
All over.
Oh, but they know that much better than I do, because I don't live all over the country, of course. Miss Dorothy Kilgarren.
Thank you. When Victor's introducing you, you don't know when to come out. Now, there are 3 fair cities in this land that are about to have a treat, and they are as follows: Mount Clemens, Michigan, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Bennett Cerf is heading their way, and here he is now heading our way.
I'm a little tired of introducing John Daly every Sunday night. I'd rather say hello to all the World Series fans that are packed in here tonight. And here's John himself to join me.
Well, needless to say, all echo Bennett's words. Welcome to all the World Series fans who are in New York and have been good enough to come and join us in the theater. And welcome to all the World Series fans all over these United States who are participating by means of television and radio. We're happy to have a chance to greet some of you personally. We wish we could greet all of you. Victor Borge, it's very nice to have you with us on the panel tonight. And we have some very interesting guests with some very interesting occupations, all of which should give us some fun in the next half hour. And now, to get things rolling, it's time to meet our first contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? That's fine. Mr. X, would you join me here, please? Nice to have you with us. And may I ask if you're familiar with our scoring system?
I certainly am.
In that event, we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, we can tell you that Mr. X is salaried and deals in a service, and let's begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Mr. X, I presume you wrote Mr. X because someone on the panel might recognize your name. Is that true?
Could be.
Is it a name that's been in the papers in the last week or two?
Yes?
Is it a name that has anything to do with something that goes on outside of the home?
Yes?
Does it have anything to do with something that goes on in outer space?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Borge.
Mr. X, is that your first name or your last name?
Both.
Both. You're not a jaywalker.
In New
That
York.
was not a question. That was just a...
Yes.
I answered my own question.
Yes, Victor.
It is something that takes place outside your home. It must be easy to figure that one out. It was not in the it was in the paper the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I have to repeat these things just in order not to get a no. We are doing very well, I think. I don't know where to start because I don't want to ruin the flow of questions, you know. Sports. Has it anything to do with sports?
Yes?
There you see.
Well, it was my question. Baseball?
Could be. It is.
What do you need me for, folks?
Why, he's like a manager or owner.
There'd be no call for a conference now.
Well, with
this is-
Victor, we would never get anywhere if he's going to do this.
It's my brother. You are connected, of course, with baseball, and we realize that. Anything to do with the World Series?
Yes?
Well, see, we are getting there now. You represent a ball game, a ball team?
I beg your pardon?
I can't remember. But your request is granted. Is it a small ball team or a big ball team?
Are you speaking now about the numbers of players, the
Yes.
size of the players, or...
Well, they don't interest me, but the number. Yeah, what's the average size team? I don't know much about baseball. You see, in Denmark we use soccer games, and that we use that for anything. But, yeah, there's supposed to be 9 players.
That's very good.
But you represent them,
Does he represent the ball player?
or something they do? Do you make cereals? Because that's the best thing I know about the ball game.
You did beautifully.
That's the cereals they're selling.
2 down and 8 to go, Dorothy.
Mr.
Take
X,
it
do you
anywhere.
either own or manage a ball team?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Sim.
Mr. X, are you connected with one of the teams that is presently involved in the World Series?
Yes.
Would it be the San Francisco Giants?
Could be. It is.
It is the Giants. Do you wear a uniform during
No.
the course of the games?
Nope. 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
Do you have something to do in the administrative end of the club?
No.
5 down and 5 to go. Mr. Borge.
Are you a coach?
No.
No.
6 down and congratulations, Vic. 6 down and 4 to go, Miss Gilgallen.
A coach wears a uniform, doesn't he?
Right.
Yeah. I pass to Bennett, who knows more about baseball than I do.
Can
Which
I
isn't saying
assume, Mr. X, that since you don't wear a uniform, you do not sit on the bench while the game is in progress?
You may assume that.
Have you got anything to do with the transportation or management backstage of the Giant baseball team?
Well, I already said
Let's see.
that.
No. Nope.
Nothing with
7 down and 3 to go, Miss Francis.
Scouting?
Are you...
An ex-player.
Are you ever referred to as anything but Mr.? And I mean in a
beg
nice
your
way.
You should read my mail.
What?
You should read his mail, I guess. No, but not in the terms that you're using. That would be no. 8 down and 2 to go. Victor?
Well, that leaves not much. Do you
Baseball.
tear the tickets at the entrance or something like that?
9 down and 1 to go, Dorothy.
Do you attend the games?
Yes.
Gee, that's nice.
Or you're a public?
Now, did Bennett establish, or did he not, that he could be in the box?
No, he's not
No,
on
Benny-
the player's bench.
He's not on the
Not on the
player's
bench.
bench.
Player's bench.
Would you be in the press box ever?
Yes.
Do you announce games?
Yes.
Well, a baseball game announcer.
I got to give it to Dorothy. Russ Hodges. Now, this was fun. This was fun for us, because Russ was good enough to note that he had not been seen much on camera for 6 or 7 years. As you all know, he's the Giants.
Yeah, so
Actually, Russ is the Giants. And we were going to blindfold you, but Russ said, you know, I haven't been on the television camera much. We probably could fool him anyway. So this is what we tried to do. And
You've been
we,
eating too much of that Trader Vic food out in San Francisco. You were a lot thinner when you were here.
No, well, you're probably right, Bennett. That's a pretty good eating town.
It's an Eaton town.
Well, needless to say, we congratulate you and congratulate Mel Allen for a very fine job of reporting on television, and also, of course, you both have been in radio. Well, you're Mr. Sports for the East and West Coast, I think, for as far as baseball, and you've done a lot of football on top of it.
As one of my best friends, Mel Allen, would answer that, John, with how about that?
Well, how about that? And Russ, how about your being here? It's nice to have you with us, and thanks very much. And now to meet another challenger. Will you enter and sign in, please? Betty?
Landis, right?
Miss or Mrs. Landis?
Mrs.
Mrs. Landis, and where are you from?
Greenville, Virginia.
Grainville, Virginia. Very nice to have you with us. Mrs. Landis, may I present our panel? And now will you join me over here, please? Are you familiar with our scorekeeping system?
Yes.
All right, fine. Then we will let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel. We can tell you that Mrs. Landis is salaried and deals in a product. And we'll begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Mrs. Landis, would you describe your product as a useful one?
Yes.
Would it be found in the ordinary home?
Yes.
Is it consumable?
Yes.
To the degree that you are being used up, is this in the general sense, or are you speaking now in the particular sense of...
I was going to get around to a more particular sense, John.
All right,
that was
fine.
the general sense. But now, from Mr. Daly's generally misleading suggestions, I still will ask you, it is not eaten or drunk. Is that correct?
No.
It is consumed in the sense that it is used up.
Yes.
Is it something that would be used more in one part of a home than another?
Yes.
Would it be in the kitchen more likely than in the living rooms?
No.
No?
No. That's 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Francis.
Could be used up in the living room. Is it something that is used by both men and women?
Yes.
When it is being used, is it touched by men or women?
Yes.
Is it big enough to hold in your hand?
Yes.
Is it solid rather than liquid?
Yes.
Is it decorative in any sense?
No.
No.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Borge.
Is it something to improve conditions in the home? I mean,
Well, I think we would have to agree in a very general way that one could describe the ultimate result of the use of this product as an improvement in the condition of the home, presupposing that there was some relationship in the home that had become inimical because of the particular character of what was going on.
that's, of course, what I was afraid of, it was. Dorothy, I could just...
You want to pass to Doris?
I will pass because I can't guess. It could be so many things, and I wouldn't be lucky enough to get to the right thing.
Doris?
May I assume, Mrs. Landis, that you don't have anything to do with guns?
No.
Yes, you may assume.
Yeah. For a minute, I thought it was a gun. Something you hold in your hand, and you touch it, and you might use it in the living room more than in the kitchen.
You shoot your guest?
I never shoot anybody
Well, I
in the
think it's
kitchen.
only fair to say here, if you'll recall Bennett's question, he specifically was inquiring as to the use in the kitchen. We did not
More than the living
specify
room.
that it was used necessarily in the other area he mentioned.
Well, would it be fair to say that it is used at all in the house? That was established.
Yes.
If it were a two-story house, would it be more likely to be used upstairs than downstairs?
Yes.
Would it be used in a bedroom, bathroom area?
Yeah.
Now you understand why I passed.
Yes, I do. Is it anything that you would... Oh, you can hold it in your hand. No, it couldn't be that. Is it anything in the soap family?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mrs. Landis, may I assume that this has nothing, that this was not used in any connection with bugs or pests of any kind?
No.
Is that correct?
But it might be used in connection with a pest.
Don't give
but
me a no. I said I'm assuming it is not used for that.
Oh, that's right. Well, I was going to say... All right,
Is
Betty.
that correct, John?
You're right.
Is it used in any way in illuminating or heating of premises?
Illuminating or heating, either
premises?
one of the two?
Yes.
No. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Radcliffe. I'm going to give you 1 more minute because you're floating in space.
Is the use of it upon the person rather than just free floating?
Yes.
It is. It should be applied to the person if it is used,
Yes.
but not consumed. It is not put in the mouth. Is that what you said?
It was
Okay.
not consumed in that manner. That's right.
No. Is it put on the body in any place?
You might describe it as being put upon, yes.
Uh-huh. Would it be, if you were putting it upon, would you put it upon from the neck up? Would you put
Yes,
it...
you could.
You would?
Mm-hmm. Well, you could. Next.
Are you having a to-do about it?
No, we got it all straight.
I mean, you all know where the neck is. I mean, that's... would it be in the region of the mouth?
Yes. In the region of. Yes.
Yes.
In the region of the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That means it could be the nose, the chin, or the cheek, right? Those are all things in region of the mouth. Am I
Last
correct
time I
in
looked,
that?
they were in the region of the mouth.
But it would not be used on the head where the hair is.
Well, let's say that it could be, but we would give you there a qualified yes
All
on
right.
that. It could be, but
Is it
I don't think
something-
it's common use.
Is it something you'd buy in a drugstore?
Yes.
Does it have any cleansing quality?
As such, by itself, I would say no, wouldn't you, Miss?
Oh,
No.
no.
Now, that makes it 5 down and 5 to go, and actually, I think I'm going to tip the card over because you don't seem to be getting right at the point that you need to get to arrive at a
False
successful
teeth?
conclusion. False teeth? No, dear,
No.
not false.
They're decorative.
How about testing razor blades? Would you like that? Now, Mrs. Landis is with the American Safe-to-Razor Company in Stanton, Virginia, right? Spelled S-T-A-U-N-T-O-N. Is that correct?
Does Miss Landis test the razor blade?
Test them microscopically.
She doesn't look like a girl that shaves at all. This is amazing.
But we do thank you for shaving the panel right down to size, and nice to have you with us, Mrs. Landis. We'll meet our mystery guest in just a moment, but first, here is a word from our sponsor. Now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery challenger, for which my friends on the panel are, as you all know, blindfolded. Are those blindfolds in place, panel?
Yes, indeed.
Fine. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right, panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, a different form of questioning, one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise. And we'll begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Are you in show business?
I'm the second mystery guest, I guess.
What?
You're an
Just a moment, we have a small problem. Gail, would you get the relieving unit in?
Well, the reason
Scheduled
that
two,
I
no?
came here is because I came here to talk about...
Well, that's fine. You'll talk some other time. Yeah. No, actually,
Escape
panel,
plan.
so that you will not be confused, we've had a bad-mannered visitor who has now been removed from the stage, and we can go on with what we were up to. One question at a time, in turn moving clockwise, and we'll begin with Miss Kilgallen.
Are you in show business?
Yes.
I couldn't hear the answer.
Yes was the answer.
Yes.
Do you appear more on the stage than in the movie or television studios?
Yes.
Miss Francis?
Are you also known for your work in pictures?
Yes.
Mr. Borge?
Are you alone on the stage?
No, I'm here, too.
I realize that, of course. When they remove somebody, they might...
The answer to that is yes, Vic.
There is, of course, there are a lot of things going on.
Now, that's the only question you get. You get one at a time in turn on this.
Well, was that it?
Yep, you get a yes. Miss
Thank you.
Kilgallen.
How did I do?
Are you related to anyone who is also famous in the theatrical world?
No.
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Are you in a play that is at present playing in the Broadway sector or that is about to come in?
Play?
A play, yes. Specifically, it was a play.
No.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Are you in a picture that is playing or is about to open in the Broadway sector?
Yes.
Mr. Borge?
Is this picture going to open this week?
This week.
No.
That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you sure it hasn't opened, though?
Yes.
Mr. Cerf?
Are you one of the stars of the picture that's coming in?
Yes.
Miss Francis?
Was this picture made in Europe?
Yes.
Mr. Borge?
What's the name of it?
That we can't tell you, Vic.
I thought so.
Miss Kilgallen?
I'd like to ask the same question. Golly. Are you a blonde?
Yes.
Mr. Cerf?
Is the picture that you appeared in a biblical picture?
Oh, no.
4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
Are you a young lady who up till this moment has had for her credo, never on Sunday?
Yes.
Is it Melina Mercouri?
Yes. And the picture we were searching for is Phaedra.
It's Phaedra, and I think I'm probably the only person on the panel that's seen it. Has anybody else seen it?
No, I was blindfolded.
And you are
But it's...
absolutely marvelous in it.
you.
I thought about it for days after I saw it and can't wait till it opens.
And actually, though, Arlene has seen it because you saw the preview. It opens
Oh, a
on the
long time
18th,
ago.
so we did
Months
well
ago
by
I
it.
saw it.
Miss Mercouri, thank you very much
Thank
for being
you.
our guest. It's nice to have had you on What's My Life. Well, you've done rather well tonight, panel, and we'll all be back after this word from our alternate sponsor. Well, I'm afraid I've used up all the time tonight, and with the panel's permission, I will say good night for all, and thank you for being with us on What's My Line.
What's My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Codman. Johnny Olson speaking. Women's lives can be saved by the Pap test for uterine cancer. For details, contact your doctor or the American Cancer Society.